Good to see you again. My name is Kemini Nyamani Amano, and this is News Today. Coming up over the next hour. Marine Police Unit of the Ghana Police Service launched search and rescue operations to locate hip life artist Castro. Also to come, Finance Minister Setek were expected to outline new measures to address revenue mobilization challenges currently facing the country when he presents the mid-year review of the 2014 budget. To come on the foreign front, U.S. officials say travelers heading to the United States from some overseas airports will be required to power on cell phones, laptop computers, and other electronic devices as part of new security measures. Details of those stories and plenty more over the next hour. Don't go away. And this is News Today. Now, the Marine Police have taken over the search of the Ghanaian hip life musician Castro, who is believed to have drowned at the Ada estuary. The sad news hits the country on Sunday. A report says the celebrated and award-winning Ghanaian musician was trying to save a female friend from drowning when he went missing. According to eyewitnesses, Castro, together with the captain of the Black Stars, Asamoah Gyan, and 3 others, were on a weekend trip. Rescue efforts have begun this morning. I hear the phone lines now. I speak with Eastern Regional Correspondent Benjamin Tete. Hello, Benjamin.
Yes, hi.
What information have you gathered?
Just about 15 minutes ago, the Marine Police who have gone on patrol just landed. There was so much anticipation. Everyone gathered around the boat to see if there was any news, but to the disappointment of everyone, they came with an empty boat. So barely there is no news for now. The police are organizing again, and they are going to go up to the river. Earlier news we reported has to do with a body that was spotted around a community close to Anyangwe, that's close to Keta area. News is that the police are still haven't laid hands on the body yet. So they are still getting in touch to really see the body and see if indeed it has any resemblance. The earlier description is that the person was in red shirt. I've been speaking to one of the gentlemen who came with Asamoah Gyan and Castro. And the description I had is that Castro was in a soft white shirt and then the black down. So if it is true that the person they found was in a red shirt, then probably it does not fit the match. But the police are not still taking any chances. They still want to get there and take a look. I have with me, a while ago, a speedboat from Aqua Safari moved on the river. I was actually told the Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan and the team were on board. I have with me Robert Mensah. He came with them. He's been with them. So he has a lot more details to tell me about what's been going on. Robert, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. A while ago, we saw this boat passing by. You mentioned that we mentioned that Dan and the rest were on board. I just want to find out from you. I just want to find out from you any details so far about this. You have been receiving the calls up and down. What do we know about Castro's location?
Nobody will be able to tell where Castro is now. We only have a very simple, small information that the police are dealing with, and they've been very, very active. They're getting it sorted. So we are all here. We've been in and out with boats, locals and friends. Everybody are doing their very, 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 very best to find the body. Equally, the locals are telling us that as same as a body can be, a body that drowned in Togo can be found here, and the body that get down here can be found in Togo as well, and from Togo can be found here. It is said that now we know we have an information that the police are dealing with, and I will not be able to give the detail. We have more information that person is a man, but not a woman. And so the police are doing that in their own.
They went earlier and then they came back a while ago. We saw the boat. We were all anxious to see what news they came with, but there was virtually nothing for now. How hopeful are you still that we are going to leave here sometime today with any better news?
The magic will have to be like this. Because then at the end of the day, if it is that the people that saw the boat at that time said that Asamoah, because it's so big, they left all of us and then went that far. So, and everybody goes that far. It's a beautiful thing to enjoy a jet ski. But they all went that far. So if they are that far and it happened and there was a struggle, with the people that said there was a struggle, then it must be because the struggle Castro. Sorry, I keep making this mistake.
Yes. Maybe lastly, let me ask, since you mentioned lastly on Castro, on Asamoah, he was supposed to have left here yesterday. He's still here, and we are hearing that
he's here or not?
No, I mean, I was at the hotel this morning at the resort.
Okay, so you saw him yourself.
I'm told he's also actively taking part.
So I will only comment about the disaster, and that's okay. If it is that I know for a fact that he tried to struggle to bring the girl on board.
Castro, you're talking about?
Castro, yeah. To bring the lady on board. And it's just as simple as I keep telling everybody. It's like you're sitting at the back of a motorbike. Be it a man or a woman. If the person panics at the back of a motorbike, the person can cause the death of both of you. And that's exactly what I think took place.
Right.
And we can pray and
hope that something
what has surfaced so far we can't confirm, and I like to deal with
fact.
Yes,
exactly. That's what we are also dealing with. So, Kemini, that's it for now. We still the day seems still young.
Absolutely. How long does the Marine Police? How long do you think they'll continue with your search?
I think they're going to go on. Just a while ago, the regional police commander also came down. So he just called the Marine team who went on the patrol, and they have just been holding a meeting. I think the District Security Council is meeting again. Probably the option is just to enlarge it. It's only one patrol boat that went up there. So obviously, the Aqua Safari also sent one, which is the lodge they stayed in first also sent one. But in terms of the police, it's one patrol boat. Earlier, I was talking about the local people who have also experienced these situations, and they were also saying if they could just refuel their vehicles for them, they will only like to join the patrol. Probably the time has come. Let's hope the District Security Council will decide to involve them so that then there will be a larger patrol team. But as it is now, the team who went there are back, and no one, as we can say now, is out there looking for him yet.
I see. Thank you very much, Benjamin, for that report. Some youths in Nima Saturday night vandalized the Mawako restaurant around Mamobi and set some vehicles on fire after a taxi driver was shot by a policeman. The youth were upset that the staff of Mawako restaurant gave the policeman shelter after he shot the taxi driver. Let's get an update on the situation as I'm joined over the telephone by DSP Freeman Tete, Public Affairs Director, Accra Police. Hello, DSP.
Hello, my sister.
You're welcome to the program. DSP, what's the latest with the situation?
The situation is that every calm has been restored, so there's no police presence at the Mawako restaurant. The fact still remains that we are keeping a distance. We have police presence around the Nima police station and other reinforcements at Nima police station as well as the Petroleum police station. And we are actually watching and also launch full-scale investigation into the matter. We are waiting for the taxi driver to recover fully, and that's what the policeman thinks. They are both on admission at the police hospital and the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
I see. I'm not sure I got the whereabouts of the police officer.
He's on admission at the police hospital.
How is he responding to treatment?
He was right in a critical condition, but thankfully he's responding to treatment. And in no time, hopefully the doctors will advise and we can go in and start taking statements from him.
And when you say critical condition, how do you mean?
Because he was assaulted, great harm was caused to his head, injury was caused to his head. So he was rushed there in a critical condition, just like the taxi driver as well. He sustained gunshot wounds.
And so this taxi driver who is at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, what's the update on his progress?
Yeah, the regional commander and team paid in the visit, and we've been told that he's also recovering.
How are we going to see this pan out?
Hello?
I'm asking, how are we going to see this pan out?
I'm not clear with your question, if you can come over.
We are waiting for both of them to recover fully. Then what?
What is, we are taking the investigation from two angles. What transpired between the police officer and the taxi driver, we'll take it from that angle. And the other angle is the act of vandalism. With that, we are moving faster to get the perpetrators. And thankfully, the leadership and stakeholders in the community have assured us that they will do everything possible to assist the police to arrest these perpetrators. So these unruly people committed this act of vandalism.
In other words, no arrests of immediate.
No arrests have so far been made because they actually thought me of our coming and Spanish. But notwithstanding that, we will get them, and we know we'll surely get them.
When are doctors saying we are going to see both men out of the hospital?
We cannot tell, but it should be soon.
I see. Many thanks for your time, DSP. DSP Firman is Public Affairs Director, Accra Police. Now, the Ministry of Health has reacted to concerns raised by trainee nurses over non-payments of allowance. The ministry says efforts are underway to ensure the allowances are paid the trainee nurses.
The ministry is aware that these nurses are on strike through the media because we did not receive any official communication from them. They were with us on Monday and we told them what the ministry is doing. We showed them letters and that we've sent to the various institutions trying to get their issues resolved. So we're surprised to hear this, that they are on strike, but nonetheless we would agree that it kept long. Their allowance has kept long. We're supposed to pay this allowance long ago. But this was due to the fact that the government was considering cancelling these allowances, and then we were negotiating. The minister thought that we need to get them to get these allowances, so that was what really delayed it. But when you look at what government is doing, government is also taking care of some aspects of their training. Government is making sure that every aspect in terms of training, tuition, everything is sponsored by government. So if you are not receiving allowance, at least we've given you our words that we're going to work hard to get you the money. Unlike the private nurse who is not receiving anything, who is not receiving allowance, who is also not being sponsored by government. You see, so we just want them to keep faith with the ministry whilst we go along to make sure that this money is paid to them. Government cannot continue paying their allowances at the same time sponsoring their education. At the end of the day, you get easy access to get employment, but the one in the private school, they do not get anything. After the training, they have to struggle to even get jobs to do. We want to be fair when it comes to sharing the national cake, so that is why our government is considering doing that.
Right now, let's go to the NPP headquarters, where we understand two-time NPP presidential candidate in 2008 and 2012. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is expected to submit his nominations form to contest for the flag bearership of the party come 2016. My colleague Redwan Karim Osman has joined us from there live. Hello, Redwan.
Yeah, Kamini.
Tell us what's been going on.
Hello, come again, Kamini.
Tell us what's been going on.
Well, Kamini, I'm actually lost for words to describe. I mean, to actually describe the sense, to give you a sense of the atmosphere here at the NPP headquarters. Although Nana Addo will arrive pretty soon, but the excitement here is just overwhelming. A huge number of, supporters of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo have received the headquarters, and it's all about excitement. It's all about trying to see Nana Addo and throw their support behind him.
When are we expecting Nana Addo at the NPP headquarters?
Well, I have gathered that within the next 10 minutes, Nana Addo should be here.
I see. Nana Addo filing.
Let me get a reaction from some of the people here. What their expectations are as far as Nana Addo's, filing of nomination is concerned. And so let me just try and get a few people to talk to.
Right, quickly. Right, and so you're seeing live pictures from the NPP headquarters where 2008-2012 presidential candidate of that party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is expected to submit his nomination form to file his presence yet again to contest as the flag bearer for the party in the 2016 presidential elections. And Redwan Karim Osman Dini is joining us live from the
My name is Prince.
Why are you here?
Oh, I'm here for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the best man for Ghana. We need him to come and support us because Ghana is suffering from money, jobs, and anything.
Okay, and so what makes you think that Nana Addo is the best man to the country?
Nana Addo is the best man from 2008 up to this now. We need him to come and support us. We need money. We need any kind of thing that Nana will give us. We need it. We need Nana. We need Nana. What we need is money. We need money. We need job. Anything that you want, Nana will give us.
Okay, and so it's all about the belief that Nana Addo has the magic wand to transform this country, and everybody is saying that whether Nana is old, whether Nana is aging, they believe Nana has the competence to actually steer the affairs of this country. I have been joined by another gentleman. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Why are you here?
I'm here for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Today, Nana is coming to file his nomination, so I'm here to come and support him. And first of all, let me say this: Ghana is suffering from leadership, so we need a person who have vision for Ghana and who have love for his country. That person is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So I'm pleading to the delegate to vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on 6 December. Nana should come and lead us and to get victory on 2016. That's why I'm here.
And so a lot of people are just hopeful Nana can really champion the cause of development in this country. And as you can feel from the background, screams of hysteria. People are so excited that very soon Nana Addo will come here to file his nomination. Now, as I'm talking to okay.
Education here, Papa, special Yamba, Nana, yeah, Pesa Umbra, so about Kokro, so Ayaru, Yapanasa, delegate Yapanasa, Sayana now, Piano about into Yapanado, yes, Ramo, delegate, Mama and Impia.
Well, when Nana Addo arrives at the NPP headquarters, we'll bring you those live pictures as well. Let's talk about the visual arts industry. Now, this is one industry that's set to receive a major boost thanks to a Japanese grant earmarked for the sector which is considered to account for a significant proportion of employment and revenue generation in the informal sector appears neglected. But the Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts Ministry is given its strongest indication yet to help the sector bounce back to life. This was disclosed at the opening of an arts gallery at Tantra Hills in Accra.
The visual arts industry in Ghana has developed immensely over time, with great names such as Professor Bladi Glover and Owusu Amankwa leading the progress of the art form. In spite of these big names, the potential of the visual art industry cannot be said to have been fully exploited. Speaking at the opening of a gallery in Accra, the Director of Finance and Administration at the National Commission on Culture, Michael Atipo, who read a speech on behalf of the sector minister, stressed the enormous economic prospects the nation stands to gain from the industry if well developed.
The ministry, in its attempt to ensure that the creative industry becomes a hub of economic activity, has to also come along with some programs focusing on students and the youth. When we talk about the creative industry, we are talking about the whole complex of that industry that relies mostly on creativity and innovation. The MC asked whether we could export our dances. Yes, we should. And I'm sure some export is taking place, except that it is not on commercial basis.
He noted a grant being procured from the Japanese government will be channeled towards the development of arts to encourage the younger generation to develop interest in the sector. Owner of the Seflex Gallery said his works present solution to problems faced by people around the world.
Fortunately for us, Mother Nature has created answers to all problems. It is therefore up to us to delve deeper into nature and persistently knock at the door of nature for such answers to be known to us. This can be found in all disciplines.
There was an exhibition which drew praise from the guests.
It was very interesting. The man is very good, very intelligent. I wish to be like him.
I've seen a lot, and I think the man is very creative when it comes to this nature aspect of the birds and the animals and all those kind of things. And as a visual arts student, it has inspired me a lot.
They were later treated to some cultural dance and music.
So there's been a lot of talk about subsidies, whether to remove it or maintain it, and CEO of the National Petroleum Authority, Moses Saga, has been touching on it. I'll tell you when I come back with business news. Thank you very much indeed for staying on. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Moses Saga, said the authority has begun consultation towards the way forward for fuel subsidies. Speaking on Newsfile, Moses Saga noted the final decision will be made by government.
Regarding the subsidy, it's because we have studied the pricing. We have looked at what the right price is supposed to be. So, for example, at the time that we were quoting 2 cedis 73 pesos per liter, it's supposed to be 3 cedis 31 pesos. So if you do the deduction, it means there's a subsidy of almost 30 pesos on each liter that you take. We are there to just advise consumers and the public and then government. In the last 2 weeks, NPA have done a lot of sensitization. We've been to Ashanti region and to other regions, and the feedback we are getting is that, look, we must pay realistic price for fuel because it's not a cheap commodity. Like I was making an analogy, you go to Kuala and you buy a bottle of water for 3 cedis. Meanwhile, we buy the same a liter for 2 cedis 73 pesos. Meanwhile, to get a gallon of oil, the investment involved in it is too much. The processes, here we are as Ghana, you first do exploration. To drill one exploration well is $100 million. You do development of wells, you produce the crude oil, you send the crude oil to refineries, the refineries process the oil, it is brought back by freight into the country, and all the value chain processes that I had already indicated, and you want to take it for free at subsidized prices. But times have changed and you can no longer bear the subsidies. Again, it depends on government finances because it is government that have asked for subsidy and they have been supporting Ghanaians to pay less than they should have been paying. So again, they say the one who pays the piper, he calls the tune.
Correct.
So now the government is, look, this is the subsidies, can you bear it? If they say the budget can bear it, fine, but we'll always do our technical work.
Now, Finance Minister Setek was more than likely to outline new measures to address revenue mobilization challenges currently facing the country when he presents the mid-year review of the 2014 budget. The review could see government revise its macroeconomic targets set out for this year's budget and some new policies to stabilize the economy. The current economic difficulties facing the country has affected efforts to raise the required revenue to match government's operations. The country, for the first 3 months of this year, failed failed to collect the 5.7 billion Ghana cedi revenue target set out in the 2014 budget. This challenge has been influenced by declining prices of Ghana's traditional export commodities like the gold and cocoa, and cutting donor funding because of the country's middle income status. Donor partners have also withheld their support due to concerns with the management of the economy. Ghana Revenue Authority has had difficulties in meeting targets set for the various tax types because of recent energy crisis that hit the country. A source close to the authority told Joy News that the recent tax hikes has further cast shadows in efforts to improve revenue mobilized from businesses. Analysts see the review, which is expected to be before the end of this month, as one of the major interventions by government to help stabilize this economy. Now, it's time for some sports news. I'll take you through that. A 2-year contract extension, which has been handed to Ghana Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah, is expected to give him some $873,000 for the duration of the deal. According to aspects of the deal, disclosed to the Graphic Sports, Appiah will be placed on a new monthly salary of $36,500, a significant increase over the $20,000 a month he was receiving since 2012 when he signed a 2-year contract to handle the national team. In addition to the monthly remuneration, Appiah, who was among the lowest paid coach of the 2014 World Cup, were the likes of Fabio Capello, who reportedly earned £6,693,700 a year. Appiah is expected to take home a sign-on fee of $100,000 as part of the terms of the new contract. Also, in addition, the coach will continue to receive twice the amount his players receive as winning bonus. Appiah's contract was renewed a few weeks before the Black Stars' miserable campaign at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, and was ratified after the tournament at a meeting of the Executive Committee of the Ghana Football Association last week. But inside sources disclosed to this paper that the deal appears not to have gone down well with some members of the committee who were at odds with the contract. It was concluded hurriedly without the input of the committee ahead of the World Cup, when it was only prudent for the FA to wait till the end of the tournament.